Every time I step on the field, I feel like it's my favorite experience.
There's nothing else that just lets me feel like myself. It lets me be me. And anytime I'm on the lacrosse field, I feel complete.
I retired and then COVID hit and we lost a season. And so I really struggled for a while.
The doctors actually told me that I would not play lacrosse again. I wouldn't walk and I would be wheelchair bound.
Yep, my name is Kira Richards. I came down here my freshman year. I'd missed lacrosse a lot. I'd been driving around town and I saw some lacrosse goals, and I ended up finding a head coach there that ran that program. And from there, we just started chatting about, hey, what would it be like if we got a college team in Southern Utah? We put our heads together. I pulled a couple other guys I knew together that had played lacrosse before. We started getting that program rolling over the summer of 2021. And then fall of 21 was our first season that we put together. And I started playing about 10 years ago, sophomore year of high school. I actually convinced my older brother, to start playing lacrosse at the same time. And we were playing JV together that year, and he decided to play the same position as me, and he got good at it. So we were actually switching off playing log stick midi. And we were playing a team, and it was a good game, but we became more competitive with each other than with the other team. We played football together, we ran track together, we played lacrosse together. And some of our closest memories were on the lacrosse field. And shortly after I began school and before I was able to start up the team, my brother passed away. He'd suffered with depression and suicidality for a long time. And being able to start up the team and get back on the field brought me a lot closer to him. The first tournament we had was in Las Vegas, and my brother and I attended that tournament every year for years. Even when he wasn't playing, he would come support me. He'd be on the sidelines with me, or he'd be helping our coaches out, whatever he needed to do to get back to the field. That's what he would do. And that first tournament, it brought tears to my eyes being there, because it just brought back all the love and memories I had of my brother. And every time I go down there, honestly, most times I step on a field, I think of my brother and all those amazing experiences we had together. So that's the more selfish reason, I guess you could say, that I started up the team, just to have that connection with him again. Just because I miss him so much, and that's something that helps me feel that a personal connection with him again.
Darren Salmon. This is my 7th season. So I started as a freshman in high school, played those 4 years, and then this is my 3rd year at SUU. Probably one of the biggest motivating factors for me with lacrosse is how much it's affected me and helped me to be better. It's been the consistency of lacrosse that has helped me more than anything else. I've noticed my life is, I'm more productive, I feel better, I have more energy when I have a routine.
All right, 2 lines, let's go! Let's go!
It was my sophomore year, so I was a freshman, and I was the only goalie left on the team. It was definitely a building season. We had a big senior class that had just graduated. It was pretty brutal. One of our home games, it was a dogfight back and forth. We were up 3 points or something in the 4th quarter, and then we start slipping and giving it away. I remember just saving a shot, rolling out on the clear, and then I see an attackman clear down close to the crease, and I just center. He ends up coming down with the ball. like does a quick move on the goalie and then is able to bury it. Earlier in the game, I had gotten this like scar on my chin, just shot from around a screen, didn't see it coming, hit dead center of the face mask, and I just felt like my whole face erupt in pain. And like once I started getting feeling back, I was like, my face feels wet. And so I'll go over to one of my poles and I'm like, hey Sam, and I like pull down my helmet and I'm like, am I bleeding? And he's like, yeah. And he looks real concerned and I'm like, I thought so. And I just pushed my helmet back and walked back to the crease. I was like, okay, cool. And then we end up winning in overtime, and that was the only game we won all season. I just remember like I laid on my back like after the game just on the field, and I just looked up and I was like, this is nice. I'm gonna chase this feeling. I went to the team and I like made a commitment with them and made a promise, and I was like, I am going to hit the wall every single day until I see you guys again. And like I challenged them to do the same. I wanted to make it super public so that again I had those people there supporting me and pushing me and holding me responsible. It was through the summer. I'd get off work, it'd be late, and I'd get home and I'd grab my lacrosse stick. My parents were like, where are you going? It's like 11:30. And I was like, I haven't hit the wall yet. I need to get it in. And they're like, no, absolutely not. And I'm like, okay. So I'd go down to the basement and sit in my room. Then I'd be chilling and I'd sit there for like an hour. And then I'd creep back up the stairs, make sure my parents were asleep. And I would sneak out. I would go find a wall that had a light bulb next to it. I'd get my wall ball routine in and I'd sneak back in. And I did that so many times. Sorry, Mom. I only stuck out to see a girl like twice. But I stuck out to play wall ball so many times, and it was just like, I could have been getting up to so much worse. But because I had made that promise and because I was committed to the sport and what it was giving me in return, I don't know, that's how it helped me stay on the right track by being consistent. Right now, I know that this is my last year at SUU. It just feels like the end of a chapter. As I'm like looking towards the future, I'm looking into different coaching roles and like how to be a better coach and kind of shifting that dynamic. Lacrosse has just meant so much like to me and has impacted my life so much that like I want to be able to give back to it.
That was good. Oh, hey.
Nick Johnson, currently the head coach for Canyon View Lacrosse, Canyon View High School Lacrosse, and I'm also the defensive coordinator for Southern Utah University Men's Lacrosse. I started it as a player in high school in 1988. My best memories of lacrosse are playing with my little brother, being on the same team in high school and being on the same team in college. So I worked for law enforcement for 21 years, and it's a very tight-knit community, and it's a brotherhood. And I really struggled for about the first 6 months after I retired with finding purpose. But at Lacrosse, I was able to kind of move into a new brotherhood. Your teams are all brothers, and you feel like, hey, this is a family again, which is what I felt with law enforcement. With the guys I worked with, that was my family. And I find the same with lacrosse, that this is my family outside of my family.
On that cone, and one line's going to be in the box.
Probably my favorite thing with coaching is watching a player who's never played the game before and watching them develop in a short amount of time. And once they find the passion for the game that all the other players have, and watching them develop really fast, that's my favorite thing about it. The going to battle with your brothers, and because it's such a physical sport, you know, you have to overcome stuff, you know, and the passion that you have to have for it. You can't just go out and go, oh, we're just here playing a game. You have to go out and you have to play with passion. I had an athletic director call me one time and tell me how proud he was of our program, because we had kids that really struggled to exist at the high school, but when they played lacrosse, they all of a sudden they were different people at school. And I've had parents come up to me and tell me what a bad place their kid was in before they found lacrosse. I had a kid who's his freshman year, he was about to be kicked out of school because he had a 0.0 GPA. And not only did he get eligible to play lacrosse, he graduated an entire calendar year early because he wanted so bad to to be eligible to play lacrosse, and he worked so hard to turn his life around. I was really proud of that.
My name is Grayson Breinholt. I'm a senior. I started my freshman year. A buddy of mine was like, come play lacrosse. And as soon as I showed up, I fell in love with the game. I fell in love with the team. They were super welcoming. It was a family. I play face-off midi, but every now and again I'll go to Fogo. Fogo is face-offs get-off, so basically a face-off specialist. I've beat every face-off guy in the league at least a couple of times. I was the #1 face-off guy last year until I met Berger. A couple months ago, back in November, I started feeling weird tingly feelings in my toes, and then they went numb, just my toes. And I thought, that's weird, maybe it's like a circulation issue. Didn't think twice about it. And then a couple days go by, and I'm out at lunch with my best friend Ashton, and I couldn't stand up. He's like, you need to go talk to your mom. And so that's what I did. I went and talked to my mom. She didn't believe me at first. She thought I was just doing it for attention, which was funny. And then, so we went to the doctor. As soon as we got there, as soon as we got into the doctor's room, he's like, you need to go to the ER right now, because this is serious. Like, I have no idea what it could be. You need to go to the ER. 30 minutes later, I couldn't move my legs. And it was probably one of the scariest moments of my life, because I thought I was paralyzed. I thought I broke my back or something and didn't notice. And that's what the doctors thought too. I was in the hospital for about 5 days, and they thought it was MS at first. But I was lucky enough to have a neurological specialist in this subject, and he didn't think it was MS, but all the other doctors did. And it was MOGAD is what it's called. And it's a demyelinating disease, just like MS, where the cells in my spinal cord, the nerves, not the cells, they unravel. So basically my spine was coming undone, my spinal cord. And because of that, I had giant lesions or cuts in my spinal cord, all up my back, mostly in my lower back. And they found 2 in my brain, one on the right, one on the left. And that causes vision loss. So the doctors actually told me that I would not play lacrosse again. I wouldn't walk for at least 6 months, and I would be wheelchair bound. And I believed them. Like, I thought I wasn't going to be able to walk. And I guess my competitive spirit motivated me enough that I actually stood up in the hospital and walked out of the hospital after 5 days. Because I knew Berger, the face-off guy on Cedar, who got the MVP face-off guy last year, I knew he would get it again if I didn't get up right there. Walking out of the hospital, I had a walker, and I can only do like 5 steps at a time before I had to stop, take a pause, and like let my vision come back, because overexerting, I lose my vision. And it took about like 20 minutes to go from my room to out of the hospital, but I did it, and it was awesome. We played Cedar, and I pushed myself way too far. I lost feeling in my legs again, lost my vision right at the end of the game. I still have weird sensations on my legs. Like it's not numb, but it's like a fuzzy feeling. Like as if I had Velcro all over my legs constantly. Now, my coach Josh got me a cooling towel, so I don't even have to stretch out or lay down. I could just come off, put it on, and it cools me right off. And then I'm fine in like 10 seconds. I am looking forward to continuing lacrosse at SUU with the rest of the team, and hopefully I'll be able to come back next season stronger than ever, and I won't be able to have any setbacks with this disease, and I'll hopefully be able to motivate others to overcome their challenges too.
I think about how much fun I've had over the years and how much this game has brought into my life.
Yeah, just having that outlet where I'm able to step onto the field and leave anything else behind, whether it's like school or family or like personal relationships, whatever it is, it's like I'm just here to have a good time. And it became a sense of community, and it definitely still is that way. If you see anyone, regardless of what team they've got on it, if they're wearing anything lacrosse related, you can go up and talk to them about it.
The game is often called the medicine game or the creator's game. And that's I think it's completely true. I think that as a player steps onto the field and they're able to pick up their stick and start playing with their team, they form that unity and connection with each other. And as humans, I think that's what we all need.
Because these aren't just teammates, they're my brothers.
I don't know. That's why I can't give it up.
Anybody who's considering playing, I say do it. Give it a shot, because it's just so much fun.
Retweet. Retweet. You can go play lacrosse.